The following presentation will provide a brief history and summary of the Roseau Lake Project. Roseau Lake is located approximately 6 miles northwest of Roseau, between Highway 89 to the west and Highway 310 to the east. Roseau Lake was once known as an excellent fishing, hunting, and trapping lake. Historically, the lake was approximately 6,000 acres of surface area, with a maximum depth of about 5 feet in normal conditions. In 1914, the lake was drained for agricultural purposes, but production was heavily impacted by normal to wet seasons. Currently, Roseau Lake fills up as the stage on the Roseau River increases. This causes Roseau Lake to be flooded well before the peak flows of the Roseau River reach the lake basin. The Roseau Lake Project was restarted in April of 2014. Since then, here's a list of items that have been completed in the project planning process. The Roseau Lake Project team sees an opportunity to create a flood damage reduction project as well as create a manageable natural resource area for waterfowl and other wildlife by managing the timing the lake basin would be allowed to fill. This process would be based upon an operating plan that would help reduce peak flows downstream. Roseau Lake is currently a terrific natural resource if the correct conditions occur at the correct times of the year. With this project, Roseau Lake could be managed to almost always produce the optimal wildlife habitat year-round without needing to rely as heavily on unpredictable weather patterns. The primary flood damage reduction purpose of this project is to manage the available storage capacity of the lake basin to reduce flood damages downstream in the 100-year floodplain along the Roseau River to Caribou. The project team process has developed 3 potential alternatives, each of which can be altered based on additional information that is developed during the planning process. The first alternative, labeled Scenario 1, represents the least extensive alternative. It is composed of constructing an embankment north of the Roseau River to create a barrier between the river and the remainder of the lake basin. The second alternative, labeled the a la carte option, includes all of Scenario 1, but also includes the option of adding additional sections to the project, such as a south embankment along the river and a feature referred to as the island embankment. The final alternative, labeled Scenario 2, contains aspects of both the 2 previous alternatives, but is focused primarily on maximizing flood storage by creating the largest storage area of the 3 alternatives. The next steps in the project planning process include receiving comments on a preliminary engineer's report and holding a public hearing, environmental review and archaeological investigations of the site, Step 2 of the Red River Watershed Management Board process, and the second United States Army Corps of Engineers concurrence point. Final engineering will begin once the planning and public involvement phases of the project have helped guide the design and operation of the project forward. Here's the current timeline for the Roseau Lake project planning process. If you have any additional questions regarding the Roseau Lake project, please contact Tracy Halstensgaard at the Roseau River Watershed District Office or Randy Procker with the Minnesota Department of Natural Resources.